Albrecht Dürer, the mind behind Adam and Eve. In the heart of the German Renaissance, one name stands out as a bridge between medieval tradition and modern artistic vision: Albrecht Dürer. Born in 1471 in Nuremberg, Dürer was not just a painter. He was an innovator, a thinker, and one of the first true, artistic intellectuals of Europe. His life was shaped by movement, learning, and an unrelenting pursuit of perfection. As a young man, Dürer entered the workshop of his father, a goldsmith. This early exposure to precision and detail would later define his entire artistic style. But Dürer was never content to stay still. After completing his apprenticeship, he traveled through the German regions during his Wanderjahr, absorbing techniques from different masters and sharpening his own visual language. By the time he returned to Nuremberg, he was already developing a reputation for extraordinary engraving skills and lifelike drawings. But it was his journeys to Italy that changed everything. In Italy, Dürer encountered the revolutionary ideas of the Renaissance: perspective, proportion, anatomy, and the revival of classical ideals. He studied artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Raphael, but instead of copying them, he adapted their knowledge into something uniquely his own: a fusion of northern detail and Italian harmony. It was during this intellectual and artistic evolution that Dürer created one of his most iconic works, Adam and Eve. This engraving is not just a biblical illustration. It is a scientific and philosophical statement. In Adam and Eve, Dürer presents the human body with near mathematical precision. Every muscle, every curve, every proportion is carefully constructed. Adam stands balanced like a classical statue, while Eve mirrors him in perfect harmony. Surrounding them are symbolic animals: the cat, rabbit, elk, and ox, each representing the four humors of human temperament. But what makes this work truly revolutionary is its blend of science and spirituality. Dürer was deeply interested in human proportion and believed that beauty could be measured, studied, and perfected. His later theoretical writings, including his studies on proportion and measurement, reflect this belief that art is not just inspiration, but structure, logic, and understanding. Beyond this masterpiece, Dürer lived a life of extraordinary influence. He worked under the patronage of Emperor Maximilian I, contributed to cartography and scientific illustration, and traveled across Europe, including a major journey to the Netherlands between 1520 and 1521. Yet, despite his fame, Dürer remained deeply reflective. He witnessed the rise of the Reformation and lived in a time of great religious and intellectual change. These shifts influenced his later works, making them more philosophical and introspective. In his final years back in Nuremberg, Dürer focused on theory, writing, and teaching, leaving behind not only images but ideas that would shape European art for centuries. Albrecht Dürer passed away in 1528, but his legacy never faded. He transformed printmaking into high art, elevated the role of the artist into that of a thinker, and proved that creativity and science could exist in perfect balance. And in Adam and Eve, we still see his greatest vision: humanity captured not just as religious figures, but as an ideal form, measured, studied, and beautifully alive. A vision born in Renaissance Europe,